Hello everyone. We have seen in the last lecture that Raman amplifier, their parameter and performance values. So now we can go ahead with the Raman amplifier. What are the advantages and the disadvantages of Raman amplifier? We can use this for the variable wavelength amplification. It can be compatible with installed single mode fiber. It can be used to extend the EDFA and used for the very broad mode operation. So disadvantages of this Raman amplifier: high pump power requirement, because a high pump power that is considered so that amplification is depending upon the pump power. It could not exceed the pump power value. Then a sophisticated gain control needed for this Raman amplifier. Noise again occurs in this Raman amplifier. If you compare that a EDFA, iridium dope fiber amplifier, or you can say that dope fiber amplifier and this Raman amplifier with various characters, then amplification band, bandwidth, gain, saturation power, and everything. You see that amplification band, it is dopant dependent. It depends on the pump wavelength in Raman amplifier. Operating bandwidth is 20 nanometer. Here in Raman 48 nanometer. Gain is 20 dB for EDFA and 4 to 11 dB for the Raman amplifier. And operating wavelength is different for this different amplifier. So we can proceed to the next amplifier, that is a wideband amplifier. So generally optical amplifier to be used in a wideband application means various band this amplifier is to be used. So we say that L band, S band, C band, these are the typical band of the amplifier available. So now how this optical amplifier is used for the wideband purpose. So we need to develop a wideband amplifier that will work for the long band or a larger band, and that amplifier is designed for the large band, so that is called as a wideband amplifier. So we can develop the wideband optical amplifier using a different band amplifier, or we can use a combination of these two amplifiers. So we'll get that effective amplification using the combination. So in this case, the individual amplifier that can be based on the thallium dope silica fibers for the S band, then standard EDFA for the C band, gain shifted EDFAs for the L band, and different version of the Raman amplifier we can use. This amplifier combination can be a series or in a parallel that we can use. Now there are the representation of two different band optical amplifiers in a parallel combination, that is above figure, and below figure the representation of a two different band optical amplifiers in a series amplification. In the parallel design, a wideband demultiplexer splits the incoming signal spectrum into a two wavelength band, and these two bands then pass through the corresponding optical amplifier, after which a wideband multiplexer recombines these two spectral bands. And this setup required the use of a guard band spanning several nanometers between the two spectral regions. And this guard band prevents amplification overlap between the different paths and prevents noise power originating in one amplification or amplifier from interfering with a signal amplification with the adjacent amplifier. In addition to this, it has unusual waveling band, and that is the disadvantage of this parallel configuration, that the two WDM device needed before and after each amplifier that add a insertion loss in this wideband amplifier. And if you consider a series configuration, it does not require a splitting of a signal into two different bands. So it avoids the noise figure degradation of this waveling coupler and the additional cost of the coupler themselves. And this series combination of amplifier can be constructed either from a concatenation of two or more doped fiber amplifier, or from a combination of a fiber amplifier, or a combination of fiber amplifier and a Raman amplifier. That is doped fiber amplifier and a Raman fiber amplifier. Now this figure, it consists of C band EDFA and a L band EDFA, that is a combination used in the series amplifier configuration. But the impact on the amplifier design due to the nonlinear effect and the amplification of raylight scattering needed to be considered for this hybrid fiber amplifier, which consists of combination of EDFA and a Raman amplifier. So if you consider the hybrid amplifier, so then another factor is to become. So that's why if we choose a EDFA that is work in a C band and L band, so that is sufficient for the amplification purpose. So we can consider that for this noise or that effect of this hybrid amplifier, a series of amplifiers that is used that are matched with their property. So here C band EDFA and L band EDFA, and these are about the drawbacks of this series one. Same is to be used, and here the drawback of this parallel amplifier, we require additional component of multiplexer and demultiplexer. That's why a insertion loss will come in the picture here. So these are about the wideband amplifier, and if you compare that these factors of EDFA and amplifier and with advantages and disadvantages here, we can compare that optical amplifier in terms of gain, that is wavelength, bandwidth, its saturation there, polarization insensitivity, noise figure, pump power, time constant, that is size, whether it is switchable, and what are the cost factors there. Here the one example of semiconductor optical amplifier. Consider indium gallium arsenide phosphate semiconductor optical amplifier with W is equal to 5 micrometer and D, that is 0.5 micrometer, and the given that Vg is equal to 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. If a 1.0 microwatt optical signal at 1550 nanometer enters the device, what is the photon density? So here the photon density we can calculate using the Fogg equation and obtain 1.56 into 10 to the power 6. That equation is available in the slide. You can use. Second example, consider the following parameters for a 1300 nanometer indium gallium arsenide phosphate semiconductor optical amplifier, and these are the symbol and the parameters given and their values are given. So here we need to obtain what is the pumping rate for the semiconductor optical amplifier and what is the zero signal gain, that is C0. So this one is about the pumping rate we can find out, and we can find out the zero signal gain. Now these are about the end of your model, and we consider here the optical amplifier, that is part B, and part A we consider that a budget, link power budget and a rise time budget. So I'll provide you the PPT for the numerical or separate numerical for this power budget and a rise time budget analysis. And this one is the end of this model 5. Thank you all.